Yes, hello everyone. Once again, thank you so much for joining us here. My name is still Hamza Gwama, and I'm here to share with you once again a concept of heat and change of weather and seasons. And today, I would like to share with you the reasons why we at the equatorial regions are experiencing a lot of heat. So to begin with, people in the equatorial regions, as you've noticed, we have a very high temperature that is roaming around, especially in Kampala and areas around Uganda, because Uganda is one of the countries that lies along the equatorial regions. When you look at this chart, it is displaying clearly that Kampala is the hottest, hotter than Dubai. People got shocked when they saw this. They have never imagined that Kampala at one point can be hotter than Dubai. Dubai comes second, Uganda is in position 1, Dubai position 2. See where Santa Clara is, see where New York is. These ones are experiencing snow and they're in winter. For us, we're experiencing intense sunshine. Now, one of the reasons why this is happening, it's because if you look at the shape of the Earth, the way the Earth is designed, the Earth, first of all, we are going to see how it looks like. The Earth is in shape of a spherical shape, this one, which shape has basically before that's been having what we call the polar axis. The poles of the Earth are in the sense that, one, they are tilted. So the Earth's bar magnet is assumed to be tilted. That's why you see the poles are lying at an angle like that one. With this angle having what we call an Arctic circle. This is an Arctic circle. Then down here also we have what we call the Antarctic circle. These are very cold regions. Antarctic circle. Antarctic circle. But basically, one of the first things I want to mention today is the poles, the north and south poles of the Earth are shifting slowly. Some people may say, wow, we won't live to stay to see that. It's taking so long. When will it ever come to our, If you look at this, for example, it is moving from the Canadian Arctic circle to the Russian, to Russia. So this is the new line for the Arctic circle. I mean, for the poles of the Earth's bar magnet. Now they are shifting to Russia. This was the North Pole, and before it was found in the Canadian Arctic region or Arctic circle. Now it is headed towards Russia. It has shifted through some angle, headed towards what? Russia. And every year it is shifting by a distance of what? The distance it is shifting S, it has shifted S being a distance of approximately 50 kilometers per year, which is approximately 30 miles per year. So one of the effects, or some of the effects that can come around as a result of the shifting of the poles of the magnet of the Earth, one of them includes, one, the GPS will change, so we shall have an alternation in communication. Navigation systems will have a problem. Then second, we shall also have climate change. Climate changes will occur. We shall have a change in climate. Then thirdly, we are going to experience also intense increase in the radiation from the sun. Now, with all those experiences, I want to mention one key item, which is change in climate. In Uganda, our great-grandfathers and forefathers knew more than 500 years ago, 1,000 years ago, they knew that January is called Gatonya. Gatonya in English means they are leaking. What they are talking about, they are talking about bananas. Bananas ripened, have always ripened in January, and they could leak on their stems because of the intense sunshine. But nowadays, the Gatonya has changed. It's no longer Gatonya, but rather they are firm. The bananas are no longer leaking, they are firm, they're not even ripening. It's because the weather has changed, and one of the reasons is the change of the polarities due to the shift by those small kilometers. The 50 kilometers is very small compared to the Earth, negligible. But it rained a lot this year, for example, in January, even last year it rained. I've witnessed this like for the last 5 years. It has been raining in January, if you notice. For me, I remember planting maize, and January, I had almost every week, I had like 3 downpours. So that was evidence that it is raining in January. Now, the sunshine which we used to get intensely in January has now shifted to February because of the season changes. Now, February is very hot. Here in Uganda, it's very hot. In Kampala, it's very hot. That's why we are seeing 33 degrees as being the hottest temperature. Now, why? One of the reasons I've given is the shift in the poles of the Earth's bar magnet. But the other reason now, the second one I can give, is looking at what? If you look at the following, for example, if you notice that the following is happening, then if you come back and take a look at what happens whenever the sun and the earth are in motion, what happens during January and February? If you look at this as the path of the earth around the sun, then our earth can be like here. This is our earth. Then our sun can be somewhere here. This is our sun. The sun is normally given a color which is what? Yellow. But in actual sense, the physics behind, we know the sun is white. That's why it's able to display all the different colors. Now, rays from the sun come and strike the earth directly during this season in January and February. What does that mean? It means that if you look at carefully, the rays coming from the sun, now this is our sun, this is our earth. If I draw the rays, for example, take a look, that if maybe this is our sun, that's why some people even wonder that why do we see the earth when it is very far away? Then this is our earth. Rays from the sun have always come in a sense that they come from the earth, from the sun, and come and strike the earth. Come from the sun and come and strike the earth. But remember, the earth has got its equator line. There's an equator line right here. It is right here like this, which divides the earth into 2 parts. Now, rays come from the sun in a sense that they come straight and come and strike the equator. Now, furthermore, if I may show you the cross-section of this, these rays come in this form. If this is the equator on the Earth's surface, then rays from the sun are coming straight down or straight to the earth and meet the equator at 90. So we people who are close to the equator, other rays goes and touches the side of the earth. But now we who are at the equator, we are experiencing sun rays at a 90-degree or normally from the sun. So in that case, the rays can easily hit us so bad. That's why the sunshine is really intense. Then the distance also between the sun and the earth is the smallest during this season. So during January and February, the earth is closest to the sun. This is when we are so close to the sun. So that's why the sun begins very early in the morning, as early as 8 or 9, the sun is already hitting us with serious heat. Then it closes at around 5, so it delays because it is closer. Then in July, come July and end of June and July, this way, what happens? The sun has gone very far away from us, the earth. So the sun is very far. But as it is very far away, other items are also occurring, in a sense that the distance is very big now. Let me call it big R. But still the rays are perpendicular. That's why also in January it is also very hot. Now, because the Earth goes on spinning about its axis, in January, and January it was exactly here. Now, February it has started moving away because it takes 6 months to move from here, the closest position, to the farthest position. Another 6 months to come back to the closest position. So as it starts moving away from the closest distance, the seasons start changing and the rains begin. Then in between here, the rains become intense. And the rains are going to be officially launched on 21st or up to 23rd March. This is when the Earth comes back from the southern hemisphere, coming back to the northern hemisphere. Then after that, the rains still pour. They take us through. They take us up to June, and then the end of June, the rains stop or reduce totally, and June, July, we start experiencing serious sunshine. So all here sunshine until we arrive in August. August, we start getting some little rain as the sun is still shining. And then until we reach September, 21st to 23rd September, those days, they normally mention when the next equinox is occurring. Because 21st to 23rd is when equinox is expected, when the sun goes overhead the equator, but it goes there in order to cross to the next hemisphere. So in 23rd and 21st of September, it will cross back to the southern hemisphere. Then it goes back, takes us back to September. October starts raining. November, it is raining seriously. December, it's raining, but now it has shifted a little, even it goes up to January. That means even the season there has to change. So that's how the seasons come about. But as the seasons come about, now in this period we are in, we are one, very close to the sun. Two, there is a shift of the polarities. Three, there is a stretch of the sunshine from now to January, it shifted to February, and the stretch is going to move from February, shining so intensely, up to March. We are now in March. Today is 1st. This means that those of us who have been crying about the sun, I've seen people in Masaka sharing videos as their coffee seedlings and their coffee plants are almost drying out. They are predicting that even that is what happened to other countries which have no production of coffee. Brazil also experienced a lot of heat. We pray that it does not sustain the same state here in Africa and here in Uganda. Otherwise, people are going to make very big losses on coffee and other plants. This heat can easily wipe out all the green we have around us. We have never experienced such heat. So, people who are farming should stick a lot to irrigation, should think along the line of having a lot of irrigation taking place as they wait for the normal rains. I myself have already planted some young items and we are trying to irrigate manually because we have not yet acquired a pump. But I saw people rushing when we had one downpour of rain in February. People rushed and began planting. My God, their seeds have been roasted in the ground. So, I was trying to show you the reasons why we have the hottest temperature. One, we are very close to the sun. Two, the shift of the polarities of the Earth is magnetic poles. Then also we are going to see that people are also experiencing challenges. They are oversweating, they have a lot of heat. How best can they contain the heat and how best can they regulate their body temperatures? One, people should not take or disease taking very cold items. When you take very cold items, does not mean that you're going to reduce the temperature. That's why even people think the cold items cannot quench their thirst right now. Because in heat and thermodynamics, when there's a lot of heat and you try to cool it down with something very cold, you are actually, for example, if you cool your body with something very cold, you are actually trying to bring your body to a lower temperature and the surrounding temperature is still at a higher temperature. Then heat is in a state that heat travels from the region of high concentration to a low concentration. So heat will now move from the surrounding and come to you. Thus, you'll feel hot the more and very fast. So what do people have to do? People would rather take hot tea than taking cold things. That's why Arabs, people at the coast, Somalis, and all those people who live at the coast, mostly they take a lot of tea because it is very hot there. And now that tea helps them increase their body temperature. Then heat travels from their body to the surrounding. Hence, they feel cold, they sweat, Wind comes and blows away the evaporated sweat, and they feel cool for longer. So whoever is out there and you're thinking of taking something cold so that you can calm down the heat, revise your physics. Better you take something warm or hot, or look at room temperature if you're doing so bad. Feel like you cannot do away without taking something cooler. Take water, which is at room temperature. Juice at room temperature. With that, that can assist you and regulate your body temperature. Then also one may ask, I've seen a question, why is it that it is so hot here in Uganda, equatorial regions, yet it's so cold in USA, they are in winter in Europe? Why? One of the reasons I can give you is what we call the thermodynamic equilibrium of the Earth. The Earth has to find a way of how to balance its temperatures so that all the green does not wipe out because of heat. So that all of us are not wiped out because of coldness. Because trust me, if Africa has experienced snow, chances are very high that most of us will die. But people who have gotten used to snow, for them, they can survive. So in Africa, we are now experiencing a lot of heat and sunshine, whereas other countries in Europe, they're experiencing snow. When they go to summer to experience the great heat, for us, we shall be now in the rain season. So the Earth, it alternates those weather changes like that in order to counterbalance what we call its thermodynamic equilibrium, so that the Earth does not over warm up, hence the Earth does not overget what? Cold. Remember one time I mentioned that if the Earth was to move by a distance of either 5 to 10% towards the sun, every green on the Earth would die out because the whole of the Earth would be overheated. Likewise, if the Earth was to move far away by a distance of 5 to 10% from the sun, with the distance we are in right now, everything would become cold. Perhaps even the Earth would freeze forever and everything would be frozen. So where we are is the perfect position that Earth has for us to be and for us to be surviving perfectly. So with that, I wanted to share with you what we can predict and how I can explain this to you as a physicist, as reasons why we are having Kampala being one of the hottest regions in the whole of the world, even hotter than Dubai, where we have deserts and the like. My name is still Hamza Luwama, and I'm proud to be sharing with you this physics. Hope you've learned some physics today. See you next time. Bye-bye. Keep it here at Physics and Math Machine for more videos in physics, mathematics, and science at large. See you next time. Bye-bye. Happy Ramadan to the Muslims.